a series of decisions made by Spain, France, and Italy involving military bases, airspace, and even the movement of weapons is creating a direct obstacle to United States operations against Iran within NATO itself. About a month after US-led military actions against Iran began, an unexpected shift started to take shape, not in the Middle East, but among America's own European allies. Countries historically aligned with Washington began imposing practical limitations on the use of their territory and military infrastructure. Spain introduced measures affecting the use of key strategic bases and expanded control over its airspace. France moved to restrict the movement of aircraft carrying military equipment tied to the operation. Italy, meanwhile, implemented additional requirements for landings at installations considered critical in the Mediterranean. What stands out is that these decisions are not coming from adversaries, but from active NATO members, an alliance built precisely for military cooperation. To understand this situation, you have to look beyond NATO's official messaging and into how the alliance actually operates. NATO includes more than 30 countries, but it does not function as a single force with absolute centralized control. Each member retains full authority over its own territory, its bases, and its armed forces. In practice, that means any military operation using infrastructure inside an allied country depends on direct approval from that government. NATO's structure is built around integrated commands, like Allied Command Operations, responsible for coordinating military actions, and Allied Command Transformation, focused on strategic adaptation. Even so, these structures do not override calls involving advanced planning, political approval, and coordination across multiple levels of command before any operational movement happens. This model ensures organization and interoperability, but it also creates limitations when there's no consensus among members. When you look at the sequence of events, the picture becomes clearer. As operations against Iran began, the United States started using European bases as logistical hubs for refueling, transport, and equipment movement. As those operations progressed, some countries began reassessing their level of indirect involvement. Spain gradually expanded its restrictions. France introduced specific measures targeting military air traffic. Italy reinforced formal requirements for the use of its facilities. These decisions are tied to three main factors. The first is legal. Without a clear definition from international bodies, some governments assess that there isn't sufficient legal basis for direct support. The second is strategic. There are concerns about potential backlash that could impact European territory. And the third is domestic politics, where there's growing caution about involvement in external conflicts. From an institutional standpoint, NATO operates under a core principle of collective defense, triggered only in the event of a direct attack against one of its members, which does not apply in this case. Additionally, the treaty defines geographic limits that also shape how operations are conducted. So what we're seeing is not an immediate breakdown of the alliance, but a moment of internal adjustment and stress testing. Throughout its history, NATO has faced disagreements among its members, but the current situation adds another layer: debates over strategic autonomy and the limits of cooperation. In the short term, the trend points toward tactical reassessments, possible revisions of agreements, and a stronger push for military independence among European nations. And this shift doesn't stay confined to Europe. It directly affects how the United States projects power and how global security begins to reorganize in response to new challenges. And if you liked the video, don't forget to leave your like right here. And if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe now and turn on notifications so you don't miss any new content.